Good evening. Have I got an echo there?
No.
Right, there you go. Good evening. Welcome along. Sunday night, another edition of the Sunday Bunch Live. Of course, we've... there's an echo there, though, isn't there? Sorry about this, honestly. I'm just an absolute amateur. Before we start, just want to say a massive thank you to our season sponsors this year, which are wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Check them out and go and win yourself some cash. Joining me tonight on the panel is Dino, Jack, and Terry. Terry, how's your day been?
Aye, it's been canny. I was really impressed with the 10-man display today.
Fair enough. Jack, you look a bit tired. Are you all right there, son?
Yeah, I am. Well, you know, when the lads go down to 10 men, the fans have got to step up a little bit, and I'm feeling the fatigue of that now. So, yeah, I'm a little bit tired, mate.
Right, okay. And already we have a comment. Disco lights. Yeah, the disco lights are back with Dino. The disco lights are back. We might even get a smile out of him before the end of the hour. Who knows? Dino, how's your day been?
Yeah, same old again. Played football and watched the mighty Sunderland. So, yeah, good day all around.
Fantastic. I think Terry might need some disco lights as well because his lights have gone out. Don't forget, of course, we are live, which means you can join us via the live chat. Have your say. First up, Las Palmas Mackham, as he always is, and display of true grit and class to stay in the Premier League this season. It certainly would. SJ's on there. John Parr, Steve Thornton, to the shout out all them. Philip Emerson, David Williams, Gary Hoyle, and our very own Emma Hansen is there as well. Sunderland won, Aston Villa won this afternoon at the Stadium of Light. Made a few changes. Were you happy when you saw the team line up? Dino?
I was a bit shocked with Chris Rigg getting his first start. But obviously I came out that DRR's picked up a knock, so hopefully that's not too serious. But the lineup, yeah, kind of picked itself. You know, the normal Talby on the right. Good to see Laffy back into the side as well. It's good to see him back. Defence picks itself right now. Good to see Ballard back on the bench, and yeah, I was actually quite happy with the team.
Yeah, I felt sorry a bit for Chris Rigg. He gets his start, and then of course, with his sending off, he had to be sacrificed. But never mind. At least it shows Reggie's got confidence in him, and he obviously is going to get a start at some point. Just very quickly through the chat, KTM says Disco Dean, your new handle down there. Terry, were you happy when you saw the team lineup?
Well, surprised, like Dean said. Yeah, I mean, I had no idea Habib Diarra was out, so I was thinking, who's Chris Rigg starting for? Then I realised, obviously, Diarra wasn't there. Lafay come back in, which he deserves, I think, to be fair. And yeah, apart from that, I thought Ballard would come back onto the bench, and he's got to bide his time to get back in the starting lineup.
Right, okay. Gary Hoyle on the chat says, has Terry paid the lecky? Have you paid the lecky? Or have you just
put some money in the meter there?
All right, there you go.
Some of his Sky Sports money.
Ian Brown on the chat says, I can't believe we spent 200 million and we're relying on Rigg in the attacking midfield. Well, you know, Rigg's probably going to be one of the shining lights, I would imagine, if he develops at a pace he has been. Few changes today then. Jack, surprised with the team or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think the back sort of five with Roofs in the back four picks itself, which is what Dino has already said. I was glad to see Laffy come back in, especially at home, where I think if it hadn't been for the sending off, I would have had more of the ball. It's good to have him on there with how creative he can be and how good, some of his deliveries are, especially when Isidore's playing. They seem to have a good link. So I was happy to see him come back in. And like everyone, I was quite surprised to see Rigg was in the start 11. I was quite nervous to see how he'd get on. Obviously, now we know it's because Diarra's picked up an injury. And I thought until he had to come off, which I think really he was probably the most sort of expendable player in that situation to shoot yourselves up at the back. It was always going to be him to come off. But I thought he actually played quite well. I seem to remember him sliding through Isidore at one point. Good little passing move he had with someone, then slipped Isidore in. So he actually performed a lot better than what I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to struggle a little bit. But it looks like he may have to step up a little bit in the next few weeks now because it looks like DR is out.
Right, okay. On the chat, Rigg seems to divide opinion here. Ian saying Rigg should be nowhere near the first team. SJ says, well, there were other options than Rigg, and he decided to play Rigg. Also, Ryan Haswell says, hello, lads. Does Dino still think the new signings will take time to gel? He started this in the chat with Jacob. Just a question, because his negativity is ridiculous. Do you want to reply to that, Dino?
I mean, the whole gelling thing, I mean, we seen in the League One days when Bolton signed 13 players and ended up absolutely battering us 5 or 6-0 or whatever it was. These are top quality players. These are a lot better quality players than what we're used to. So it shouldn't take them as much time to gel. And I mean, have I really been negative so far this season? I would say no, not really. I think I've been quite positive considering.
Right, fair enough. Paul Graham is a fan of yours there, Dino. He's loving the lights, by the way.
Let's go.
Right, okay. Before kickoff, then, would you have been happy with a point? I know we're over the moon with a point anyway, because down to 10 men for an hour, the best part of. So going in, I had a few people when we filmed the fan cams after the game, which hopefully we'll try and get on tonight. If not, they'll be on first thing in the morning. Few people had said, start the season. If you'd have asked if you'd been happy with a point against Aston Villa, you would have been. So, would you have been happy with a point, Terry, before kickoff?
Yeah, I did say during the week I was worried about Aston Villa because, they're a good side, good head coach. They've done really well last season. They've done well last few seasons, and I think it's a matter of time before they come good. So I think we've got them at the right time. I do believe today, if we'd stuck with 11 men and and another day, I think they were there for the taking today, to be honest. I thought maybe we could sneak a 1-0 win, but a point wouldn't be a disaster. And as long as we don't lose our games of football, I'm happy. But in hindsight, with the way the game's gone, I'm absolutely over the moon. I was just shattered watching that game today. I just felt drained watching it because back's against the wall like it was against Crystal Palace last 5-10 minutes last weekend. So I'm happy with a point. Obviously, you want the 3 points when you're playing at home, don't you? But if someone said you're going to come away with a point at the end of the day, I'll be happy because it's better than a defeat.
Yeah, I must admit, when the sending off happened and we started, like I said, backs against the wall, I said to my mate, I said, I hope this is not it for the next 50 minutes because it would have been a really hard watch. I thought it changed in the second half, but we'll get on to that. We've got another messaging down here from Tony Lee, one of our regulars. Says, all right, Monkey, Terry, and 2 of the V's. If you don't know what you're on about, he's on about this. There you are. That's the 3 V's mug.
I think we need to bring Bowers back and have a little reunion.
Yeah. Shirts off and things like that.
We get Karen involved then. Oh.
So, right, okay. So, Jack, would you have been happy with a point before kickoff?
Not necessarily. I was going into this game wanting to win. And I know that might sound quite arrogant for a newly promoted team. Aston Villa only just missed out in Champions League football last season, and they were in they qualified for it in the year before. And look, they have started badly. They haven't scored a goal yet. Only on 2 points. They will come good. Aston Villa are way too good of a team, in my opinion, not to finish in the top 10. And with the signings of Harvey Elliott and Jadon Sancho, I think once they've all sort of gelled, I definitely think they'll go on a good run of form. They'll be right back up in that top half of the table, competing for the European spots. But I think they were there for the take of the day. I think after a good point away at Palace, you try and build on that, and you go one further at home with our atmosphere that which has been really good so far this season. I did want to go and beat them, but look, as soon as you end up getting a player sent off, especially after 30 minutes at 0-0, everyone in that stadium instantly switches to a point's a good result. And I think it did really hinder us initially. But actually, early second half, we came back out, and when it was still 0-0, we came quite close to scoring and had a lot of the ball in the second half early on. So I did want to beat them, but to be honest, yeah, a point in hindsight is a good point.
Right, okay. Ian Brown says must get results at home or we'll get relegated. Taffy Mackham, one of our regulars down here, says let's not forget Villa were Champions League last season. And SJ said, he did. You're going to get people saying against an underperforming Villa. And also Ian says, before kick-off a point, okay. Once I watched Villa 3 points, then down to 10 men was a good point down there. Dino, before kick-off, would you have been happy with the points anyway?
Yeah, definitely. Villa are in a very unusual situation, being in the bottom 3 at the minute, with Jack saying they haven't scored a goal. With the quality they've got, but you've got to remember they've lost a lot of players. They had Asensio on loan last season, had Marcus Rashford on loan last season. I know Rashford isn't the player everyone makes him out to be, but he's still a decent Premier League player.
Yeah, he did well the other night, though.
Oh, that's true. But I was happy with a point. The best thing for me is we kept a clean sheet. I mean, it shows that we are a very strong team to break down. Oh no, it wasn't a clean sheet on my time. It was 1-1. God, sorry. Forget what I just said.
It's because you long to have clean sheets and you never have.
No, that's been a clean sheet in his household and probably since the turn of the century.
That's the Bauer saying keep clean sheets. But I think the team showed a lot of fight, a lot of spirit, a lot of determination. Just with 10 men, we all know how hard it is. Obviously, with the formation change as well. I mean, I don't even think we were playing with wingers really, and it was just great to see. When we went 1-0 down, I thought that was game. I thought it's game over. We didn't even look like scoring, to be fair. I mean, we did have that spell where we were doing long throws, corners, and I thought when we hit the bar, I was like, oh, that might just be the chance what's going to kill us. And, you know, when we scored that goal, I was thinking it was offside. I was thinking, that's offside, that. It's not going to go in our way. And miraculously, Mings was playing him on side. But to get a point, 1-0 down, 10 men, especially at the start of the game when I says I'd take a point with 11 men, I mean, it speaks wonders, to be fair.
Right, okay. Ian Brown says we should have had 9 players on the pitch. Hume should have been sent off.
No, why not? It was a good tackle, that man.
I mean, he didn't get the ball, but it wasn't exactly a dangerous tackle.
It was right in front of me, and I was shocked. I mean, the guy went absolutely flying, but to be honest, he could have rolled about a bit more. He got up and he was sort of all right. But Taffy Mackham on the chat says the assist from Xhaka for the goal is the 1% difference in class you pay 60 grand a week for. I mean, it was just perfect. That's that assist without a doubt. Let's get on to the sending off. Before we do, though, we've got 36 likes and we do like to hit 100 if we can. On a Sunday. So if you can just hit the thumbs up, if you would, please. It'll take you a second to do so. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, and that helps us as well. Chris Spencer, by the way, says their fans on the Metro before the game were saying their manager was on thin ice. I've got to give it
that just shows you how fickle football is, though.
Well, yeah.
You took Villa from a team that were close to being relegated to a Champions League team.
Yeah.
And then, you have a slightly bad start to the season and you're on thin ice. It just shows you how fickle football is.
Didn't they get to the quarterfinals last season as well? They got beat by PSG.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've got to give a massive shout out to the Villa fans who were in the Wheat Chief today. They were superb, sang their hearts out, and were a good laugh. They were a great laugh. So I plugged this in there. So whether we get any of them on here or not, I don't know. But before we go any further, can we have a round of applause for one of our favourites on here, for Taffy Mackham? Round of applause, please. Who has donated £5 via the super chat and says Dino's disco pants are the best. They go up from his arse to his chest.
Didn't think anything will get past Dino's arse.
I'll pull them up if you want, you know.
No.
I'll get them up there.
Hey, Dino's actually been on a diet as well, haven't you? So
yes, I have.
yeah,
I'm like them now.
You only started 2 days ago. Right, okay. The sending off then. When you was in the ground, did you see it? Or I mean, again, it was right below us, so we saw it. But Jack, did you see it? Do you think it was a bit harsh or not? I mean, VAR has come to our rescue every time we've used it this season. But there you go. It's well, I was going to say it's gone against us. It's not really. It's what it is. But some people,
I saw it happen in the moment, and straight away I said that's enough. Really stupid thing to do, I think, from Ronaldo, who's been a really solid player for us so far. With the experience that he's got, I think he's 31. You know, he's played many years he played for a couple of years for Atletico Madrid, very high standard. He is one of the more experienced players in the team, and I'd really expect more from someone like that. If someone got sent off because perhaps they went to put a tackle in and they were a bit late, or maybe they were on a yellow and they had to commit a tactical foul and they got sent off or whatever, look, these things happen and we can get on with that. But for me, it really sort of spoiled and ruined the game and the game plan and the tactic that we were going to have. And it really limited Lebris to what he could do and how we could approach the game. And it was just a really stupid thing to do. You know, there's no need for it. The ref's blown the whistle. He's given the foul. You know, we're going to get the free kick and start the game again. Why put yourself down to 10 men just because you've lost your temper just for a moment? Maybe Cash has whispered something in his ear or said something to wind him up, but you need to be mature enough to just get on with the game. So yeah, it's a stupid thing to do. Straight red. Ref, who I thought didn't have a very good game at all, but that he did get that decision right. That was a red card.
Yeah, we are going to get on to that. Did divide opinion when we was doing the fan cams after the game. Some were saying it was harsh and things like that. But Gary Hoyle on the chat says, don't know what you think about the sending off, but Cash seemed to go down like a sack of tatties. Ian is saying yellow at the most down there.
No, he's kicked him. It's violent conduct. It's a red card.
Yeah, Dino, your thoughts on it? Do you think it was fair or?
I mean, obviously with you and Terry back in your day when you used to watch football, when you had Vinnie Jones 2-footing people and that wasn't even a card. I mean, football is a soft game these days. And I mean, we've seen stupid cards for like less than that. And at the end of the day, the rules are you can't do stuff like that. It was like when Simon Adingra slapped the Burnley player in the face. And I was shocked he didn't get sent off there. So we got away with that one, and this one we didn't get away with. It was going to go to VAR, but the referee sent him off before the decision was even made by VAR. And let's be fair, Ronaldo has let everyone down today. You're a grown man, and you're acting like a child, kicking out at a person. And it was like Matty Cash stood on him, or like kneed him. It was like, you know, it was coming together, and he's went down. He's kicked out. Why do that, man? You're getting paid thousands of pounds a week, and you're still acting like a child. Just take it just take it. Why kick out? Why put yourself in that situation? Spoils the game plan. It spoils the game, and he's let everyone down today. And you expect a lot better from a 31-year-old player who's come from Atletico Madrid, who should know better. And he's let the side down today, and he'll know that. But the only positive thing from that is that we have actually got cover for Ronaldo now. We've got Maz Walker there who come on today, looked actually all right. So we've got cover. So you'll be a miss, but yeah, he needs to look at himself and think, why am I acting like a child for? Because it was child's play doing stuff like that.
Right, okay. Just on that, we'll go to the chat before I come to you, Terry. Paul Wilkins says Cash sat himself on Ronaldo's studs. Emma, our very own Emma, said, I didn't see it, watched it back and see why it was given. He tried to kick him in the family jewels. Taffy Mackham says, I think if that kickoff had been against one of our players, would have all been screaming for a red card, which is right. Terry, fair or a fair decision or a bit harsh?
No, I've seen it plenty of times, and I agree with Dane. You know, it's a bit petulant, isn't it? It's facing he's a mature professional football. He should know better. It's a straight red card. At the end of the day, if something happened to our team, we shouting for him to be sent off. He's let the whole team down. It's funny because last week we had Robin Roofs, who was man of the match, and we had Ronaldo, who was absolutely fantastic. And this week, they both had under par performances, haven't they? But definitely the worst performance of the day from Ronaldo for doing what he did. There's just no need for it. It's taken on the chin. You've won the free kick. Well, what else do you want? You're not going to get anything out of it, kicking somebody other than a red card. He was lucky with a slap in the face the week before, like Dino said. He's given away a penalty as well this season. He needs to, he puts in some great performances, but he has got a downside to him at times as well. And he needs to learn from that straight away. The coach and staff need to get on his case straight away and say, you can't be doing this all the time. Can't afford to go down to 10 men, too often in this league because we'll get punished. Today we didn't. Today I thought the team, everyone else performed absolutely amazing to get that point today, but he let the side down big time.
Right, okay. Ian on the chat says booking and a bollocking off the ref. Away, man. Tony Lee says Cash was too shrewd for Ronaldo. Yeah, possibly right. Taffy Mackham says Dino's right. That must be a bit of a first then on here. But Dino's right. The game has changed. John Kay wouldn't have survived this era. Jack, do you know who John Kay is?
Nope.
Do you know who John Kay is?
No, how do you know?
Educate us, Phil. Tell us.
John Kay at Roker Park broke his leg, right, and was being stretchered off, and he sat up and he rowed a boat while he was going off because he was so hard as nails. That's John Kay for you. But great. Just on VAR then, just very quickly, do our players need educating then? I mean, because these things you would have got away with last season, you just ain't going to get away with. So why are they doing them? So I mean, surely they must have been sat down and said, be careful this season, Terry.
It's only one player, Ronaldo, and he played in Atletico Madrid last season. They had VAR last season.
Well, no, it was a Dingra last week.
Yeah, but he did get sent off.
He played for Brighton in the Premier League with VAR, so they both know VAR.
It's not as if they need educating because they don't know the rules. I think they just need to. They all know the rules. They just need to get on with it.
So do you think it's a bit of red mist then? So it's not that they don't know, and they're just instant reactions.
Can I just say about this whole red mist thing? Right, you're a professional footballer. What's the most you've ever seen on a football pitch these days? It's handbag stuff. It'd be totally different if you got up and punched them in the face and there's a big rock. That rarely happens these days. And like kicking out at a player or slapping a player, what you gaining from it? You're not gaining anything apart from a red card, letting your team down and making the lads work twice as hard to try to get a result. At the end of the day, we are one of the favourites to go down this season, probably still. Why we'll have more of a disadvantage by getting sent off? With 11 men today against Villa, we could have won that.
I think we would have won if we had all 11 players. You could see that we had the same game plan that we had all season up until that point of sit back, be compact and tight. And I can't really remember many occasions that Villa got past our defence up until that point. The game plan was working. Straight away when Ronaldo does that, we're going to have to change everything. And I think on balance, I actually think we were a better team. I thought Villa were quite poor to do overall, so I think we would have won the game if he'd stayed on the pitch personally.
Right, okay. I mean, it's not unlike. I mean, the taking your shirt off when you celebrate. You take your shirt off, you get a yellow card. I just don't understand why they do that. Every time, and it's but it happens time and time again.
Bill. Unless it's the last minute winner at Wembley, then you're allowed to.
Well, yes, or
doesn't matter then, though, does it? You know what I mean? It's over.
And I know I'm going to get roasted for this. Or if it is in the women's game, then I take it back. All right, look, listen, we're having a laugh. That's all it is. We're just
Seb Blatter over there.
Oh God, honestly, I'm going to be cancelled, aren't I? No. We're surprised that Villa didn't take advantage then. We went down to 10 men and they still, I mean, initially when he went off, we sat back, but overall they should have killed us off. As soon as he went off, everybody around us was going, if we get a point, we'll be celebrating like we've won, really. And they just didn't take advantage. Did that surprise you, Terry?
No, because we are actually good at defending. We've got some good defenders, and the defenders, we do play the slow block, so we do defend anyway with the majority of players and do the counter-style attacking football. We just couldn't counter-attack as much because we only had 10 players. I think our defensive lineup is solid, compact. They all work together, pack mentality. And I just think, that's exactly what we wanted today. I was absolutely gutted. Honest to God, I was gutted when that mistake from Roofs, because I thought up until then, we held them at bay, and we were actually, I thought at times, the better side. Already headed on the crossbar, pinning the back every now and again with corners and throw-ins, and I just thought we were solid. I think they're lacking ideas. They are a bit sort of, they haven't got the confidence at the moment. Yeah. When their confidence gets back, they will get better as a side. And I think someone like Harvey Elliott starts, it's a different team. But I just thought, that's us all over. We defend really well, and then we do the counter-attacking style football. That's why we score later on in games, because, the team gets tired and we might have one or two fresher players on.
Right, okay. Before I pass it around, Emma, part of our team, said she would rather look at the men with the tops off anyway. And Ian says they've all got hairy chests anyway. Ryan Haswell, Alderete hit the bar in the 51st minute. So even with 10 men, Villa weren't all over us. This is what we're saying. I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't just put it to bed. Dino, did it surprise you that Villa didn't take advantage of us going down to 10?
No, because people don't realise sometimes playing against 10 men is even harder because it's expected of you to go on and win the game. So it adds more pressure onto you. And when you've got like a back five and then three right in front of the back five, it's very hard to break down. Something special needs to happen for you to get broken down. And obviously with Cash having his shot, and very disappointing by Roofs to let that go in. I thought the ball moved a lot, but as well as Roofs played, you think he'd save that. And unfortunately, he didn't. And I was like, well, that's game now. But we kept fighting. We kept going. And when we got that goal, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe we've scored. Because when you go 1-0 down, the energy saps out of you because you try to keep this clean sheet, hold on for a clean sheet. And you concede a goal like that. And you just think, well, we weren't creating anything apart from the long throw-ins and the corners. And it just felt like it was all them. And then we just got that split moment where Talby went down the left-hand side. I thought Talby was great, by the way, when he went the left side. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He was running at players, he was cutting in. I don't know if he tried to have a cross or a shot, and their players just headed up in the air, and then it was a bit of so another one of their players headed it out, and then Xhaka, just so cool, just floats the ball off his head to Isidore, and then obviously Isidore just to put it away, because that's a proper pressure chance, because that's the only chance you're going to probably get for the rest of the game. And he slots it near post, and it was just unbelievable. But yeah, when a team goes out to 10 men, the pressure is unbelievable because you expect it to go on and win, and it doesn't always happen. I mean, look at the Chelsea game yesterday when them went down to 10 men and them battled and fought. It can be hard with 10 men. So you don't always have to go on and win the game.
Right, okay. Just on the chat, Jeff has said 2 V's, and Tony Lee has said spot on, Jeff. I haven't got a clue what he's on about these V's thing, but I'm sure somebody will point that out to us. So, if I not done, go on, Terry.
I was going to say the Man U game yesterday was a bad example, Dino, because they were 2-0 down with 10 men until they had a man sent off as well. But the Newcastle game against Liverpool, Newcastle dominated against Liverpool with 10 men, and I'm pleased they got beat, but there were hard lines as well. So I get what Dino's saying, that, 10 men sometimes play better, and it's hard to break them down because everyone's just sitting back and defending.
Right, I'll bring you in, Jack, so you can have your say as well. Surprised that Villa didn't take advantage of our 10 men. Go on.
I think it was credit to us. I think we dealt with the circumstances exceptionally well. I mean, don't get us wrong. I thought toward the end of the first half, we were a little bit disorganised at the back. And I think the longer that first half went on, the closer Villa were getting to scoring. If there'd been much more added time, I would have been concerned that eventually the ball was going to make its way in. I often say, you know, whatever hasn't gone well in the first half, Lebreece will address it and will come out a different team in the second half. And, you know, today was a great example of that. Struggled in the last few minutes of the first half, and then the first few minutes of the second half, we were on fire. I mean, I think it took about Villa 6 or 7 minutes just to get the ball out of their own third. We had sort of quite a few of Mukele's long throws, which were a real threat and advantage to us today. A few corners that we kept getting close from. And I think their goal actually came, in my opinion, completely against the run of play. It was a good strike. I think Roofs was maybe caught a little bit flat-footed, maybe wasn't quite prepared, but it did take a very sort of wicked diversion, not a deflection, but, you know, it was a lot of whip on the ball, and I think the ball sort of changed direction. I just think if Roofs tries to catch that, or, you know, just get, you know, a bit more of a solid hand behind it, he might do a better job. But I think he's trying to parry it away and it ends up going in. But for me, I actually thought it wasn't that Villa didn't take advantage. I thought they were poor in general, but I thought we just made a really good account of ourselves. And I think, you know, one thing we don't speak about a great deal is the lads really dug in today, and every single one of them had to give that extra 10% to make up the numbers. And it was a really good team effort.
Right, okay. Just very quickly on the chat, Ryan Haswell says, oh no, it's not that. Gary Hoyle, it is Dennis, sorry. Something radically wrong with the Villas in the dressing room. More or less the same team as last season, but no confidence at all. And Tony Lee is still going on about this V thing, but apparently, rumour has it, we are down to 1V. Whatever he's on about, I haven't got a clue. I'm sure somebody will fill us in on that. Right, what we need to do, why Terry's just turned these lights out there, we have got to give a big shout out to our channel sponsor this season, which is wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Lots and lots of people have been asking us what it's all about. So we'll do a little advert for you, and this I'll explain everything for you. Check out our channel sponsors, Wolf Competitions. You can go to their website, wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Once you get on there, loads of chances to win. There's even free competitions you can enter. You win 500 quid for free. You might as well enter that just for the fun of it. Loads and loads of chances on the website. Check it out. Loads of different prizes. There you go. BMW M3 could be yours. Get yourself in the draw for that. Tons of stuff. What else we got on here? Let's have a look. You can win yourself a holiday. £2,000 voucher courtesy of TUI. 39 pence. I know. 39 pence to enter. You might as well get yourself in there. Chance to get yourself a holiday. If you fancy a break to Amsterdam there. Look, £1.89 for an entry. Get yourself in that. Have yourself a break to Amsterdam. Loads of chances you can win. Tons and tons of different prizes on wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Look at that. The £1 million wheel. £2 entry. Get yourself in there. So there you go. Win some money, changing lives with Wolf Competitions. And a massive thank you to them for sponsoring the channel this season. Right then, well, we praised Roofs up no end. Saved us in the first half without a doubt. 2 brilliant saves and stuff like that. But was he at fault for the goal? Dino?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're all seeing the saves Roofs has been pulling out the last couple of weeks. And it was, for me, it's quite a routine stop. It should be a routine stop for him. But unfortunately, he looks like he's trying to punch the ball away, and it's went between his gloves and it's just fired on the back of the net. And I could see that he moved to his right a little bit, and then the ball went to the left. But for a for Roof's standards, he should be saving that, in my opinion. Today was a game of two mistakes. Ronaldo sending off, and Roof's not making that save, and that's what can cost you points in this league, unfortunately. If Roofs saves that, maybe we still get that one goal and we'll go 1-0 ahead, but we'll never know. But yeah, I think Roofs will be disappointed in himself. But mistakes are going to happen at this level. I mean, you've got quality players shooting that goal, and mistakes will happen. The best keepers in the world make mistakes, so hopefully it doesn't get to him too much. But yeah, I would say it's a bad mistake by Roofs today, unfortunately.
Right, okay. Before I pass that round, point made down here. Colin Major says, lads, putting football aside for a few minutes, can we just say rest in peace to Big Davy? I'm sure you'll all know who I mean. Big Davy was he was a regular on Talk Sport. Used to call in all the time. So thoughts go out to his family and stuff like that. And R.I.P. Big Davy, as says by Gary Hoyle there as well. Jack, was Roofs at fault for their goal?
Like I just touched on, possibly a little bit. I think he was caught a little bit flat-footed, so maybe positionally he could have been a bit better and a bit more ready for the strike to come in. I do think it was a great strike from Matty Cash, though. I don't think we're quite giving credit to both the speed he hit the ball at and as well. I mean, where I'm stood in the stadium, I'm sort of behind the goal in the south stand, so sort of directly behind Cash as he hit it. And the ball did very much swerve, starting off to the left and going round to the right. And I think that's just caught Roofs by surprise a little bit. But like I say, hit it with a lot of pace. I do think it was a good strike, even though it wasn't sort of necessarily in the corner. It was quite central. I think a top-end Premier League goalkeeper probably makes quite easy work of that. But I'm not massively on Roofs back about it because I can see why that has gone in, and I don't necessarily think that's one of those that he has to save. Like I say, I think if he actually is more confident and stands his ground a bit more and gets his hands behind it, maybe tries to catch it, he might have a better chance. But because he palmed it, the ball had so much momentum, it wasn't enough to kind of take it away from the goal, and it kind of acted as a deflection, still putting it in.
Right, okay. I mean, I think it's a bit harsh myself. I mean, you're saying if it was a top end Premier League goalie, he'd have dealt with that.
I mean, someone like Donnarumma at Man City, or Alisson or Ederson, who was at Man City before, or David Raya at Arsenal. I think one of those keepers quite comfortably just knocked that one away. Yeah,
but I think if he continues like he's playing, I think he will be one of the top Premier League goalies this season, without a doubt. I mean, you know what it's like.
I agree, but I just think, with his age, he's got a lot more room to develop, and perhaps today was an example of that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Terry, was Roofs to blame for the goal, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things, isn't it? If a keeper makes a mistake, we get punished. If other players make mistakes, but you can recover. End of the day, I think that maybe I think the sun got in his eyes a bit as well. It was very bright, and when he saw from behind the goal, when he was punching or trying to punch it away, the sun was quite bright. So I don't know if it got in the eyes, it jumped up.
Terry, man,
it is what it is,
Terry, because you stand.
Jack says it was a good shot. It was loads of power on it. It was whipping around a little bit. It's easy to get a bit of sun in your eyes, and he made a mistake. Made a mistake. End of the day, we're not going to rip him to bits. I'm not going to sit there and rip Robin Roofs to bits because it's a little small mistake. That's all it is. And you get punished. He's made plenty of good saves this season. Good penalty save. He was man of the match last season and last week. And this game, he's made some good saves too. He saved us plenty. But everybody makes mistakes in games. He didn't go and punch somebody in the face and get sent off with a red card. He made a little error, and the team backed him. The team fought back really well, and they rescued and got a point. So that's the way it is. Simple as.
Well, no, we're not. Nobody's saying, drop him and stuff like that. He's been easily our best player so far. But the sun in the eyes bit, I mean, you sit behind that goal, Terry. And
it happens. It happens. If you watch the angle right behind the goal when he's going to save it, the light is shining right down, the sun right in his eyes. It just might have caught him off guard a little bit. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but it doesn't help. And it's one of those things. It's one of those things that came up and sort of made sort of contributed to making the mistake, along with the good shot, the power, and he decided to punch rather than push it with his palms. It's a learning curve. He'll learn from mistakes like this.
Terry, I can't believe you're telling lies on a Sunday. Sun in his eyes. What a load of twaddle.
I wouldn't be able to save that. I've only got one eye, so I couldn't see with the other eye.
Bring back the old-fashioned cap.
Jack, you wasn't in there.
Yeah, I've just seen a comment in the live chat from last Palmer's Mackham there saying he saved us in the first half. And I think that's a really good point. Roof's made some really good saves in the first half to keep us in it. And I can remember a couple sort of toward the end when they were putting a bit of pressure on us, when sort of Lebris kind of made those very defensive subs, Gertruder, etc., coming on just to see the game out. So as much as potentially could have done better with one of those shots, you got to bear in mind there's maybe 6, 7, 8 times he has made a good save. And like, look at Palace away last weekend. He more or less earned us that point himself with all those sweet saves that he made toward the end. So hopefully he just takes it as a learning experience and he moves on.
Yeah, and without a doubt, it's that same old thing where, defenders make mistakes. When a goalie makes a mistake, one mistake, it's just, so it's magnified. So, but no, we're not knocking him. And I did say before we start that question out, the first half, those 2 quick saves together. I mean, he's just superb. He's probably our star buy this season, I think. With that, was he 11 million or something like that? Absolute bargain. Terry?
I'm a little bit worried about Dino. Those lights are going to cost you a fortune.
Stay worried about it, man. Sorry. It's only a bit light, man. It's only a bit light.
He can afford
that meter going around really fast.
He's paid his lucky bill.
Yes, unlike some. Yes.
Can I ask, are you going to go on about the substitutions he made at any stage, or can I ask this question?
Well, ask it now. Go on.
Well, are you not surprised, right? Because I was very surprised at this, right? So obviously your left back's just been sent off. He's brought Chris Rigg off and brought Ballard on, but he's put Talby to left back or left wing back or whatever you call it. When you've got Mazawaka, who actually is a left back, were you not surprised at the substitution he made by bringing Ballard on and putting Talby out to left? Like, were you not shocked by that? Because I was expecting Rigg off, Mazawaka on, keep the same formation, but obviously you play with the 2 in midfield and not 3, because obviously you can't. I feel like because I feel like we went to a 5-3.
Pegged in round holes, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, because Talby plays on the right, and then you put him at left back. And I'm not slating Talby, by the way. I thought that was Talby's best game for us. He was great going forward. He actually looked a bit more comfortable on the left hand side, which is a bit mad to say. But I just thought the mindset would be get Mazawaka on. He's a left back, and you don't have to really change much. But we've changed the whole formation for one player, which I'm not knocking it. I just was shocked by it.
Right, okay. I'll bring you in, Jack, then I'll come to you, Terry. Jack?
I think if it had been a case of, for example, there was an injury and it's a like-for-like change, then potentially would have brought Mazawaka on to sort of keep that balance. But I think when you go down to 10 men, you've got to consider, 1, you need to change the personnel, but 2, you need to play a formation that's actually going to sort of keep you in the game and keep you competing with the other side. And I think by putting Ballard on, what we were able to do is sort of at least dominate that kind of area of the pitch. And Talby, I don't think he would have put Talby at left back if it was a back 4, but when it's a back 5, you're more of a wing back, and he was more of an outlet, if anything else, as opposed to like a defensive style player. And I actually think Ballard was one of our better players today. I mean, I thought Ballard was brilliant. The amount of times he sort of won the ball quite high up in midfield. He wasn't just staying, at the back. He was pushing forward, and he almost acted as another holding midfielder at times. So I think it's just because it's a player sent off, it was necessary just to change the formation. And I just trust Lebris with everything he does. He could do anything. He could put Mayenda at right back, and I'd be like, no, like, he knows what he's doing. I just think he always seems to know the best option and what money to do.
Right, okay. I'll bring you in now, Terry, but maybe Lebris thought the tactical way was to still be attacking. Terry?
Yeah, having 3 centre-backs was the way to go and bringing Ballard on. I mean, as soon as Ballard comes on, he's marshing in his area, he's shouting at players, he's telling players to get in this position, that position, and he's also a threat up top as well.
Exactly.
With our long throw-ins, with Mazawaki, what do you call him, McKaylee, long throw-ins, he can just get on the end of them headers, and he's a nuisance in their penalty box, and their defenders, the defenders just can't handle Dan Ballard, simple as. And he's such a good defender that we need in the box. And like I say, I just put my trust in Dan Ballard. I just wish he could stay fit, because him on the pitch every game would be such a plus, you know.
There was a few occasions where Mukela was taking them long throws and Ballard was at the front post and had 3 players marking him. I think if
one of them even fouled him for yellow card.
Yeah.
On that one you're on about, Terry, was it Ballard who got booked for that?
No, the guy did. They're asking
right, I was going to say, because I was watching that and he was all over Ballard, right? And then he went to book the other player, and we were saying, well, if he's booked the other player, it's a foul. Surely it's a penalty, you know, and, you know, so why wasn't it? And that's why I didn't know. Or is it Ballard who's been booked then? Dino?
No, because I don't think the ball was in play. I think he blew the whistle before the ball came in the box. And I'm guessing he's told, I think it was Matson, I think he's told him, stop doing it, and he kept doing it. So instead of giving a pen, he's booked him before the balls came into play. So maybe, because even I was thinking, I went, well, if that's a yellow card, that should be a pen. But I'm guessing the ball wasn't in play.
Jack?
I'm no expert on the rules these days, but
I thought you were a ref.
I thought he was a referee.
I thought you were a referee.
I haven't done that for 3.5, 4 years.
If he's not an expert, we can't have him on here, really, can we?
I've not been a ref for 3 or 4 years, man. That's why I said these days. Anyway, I was basically going to say what Dino said is, I imagine it's a case of, because that's what everyone around me was shouting about, saying, how's that, if it's a yellow card, sure, it's a pen. But because the ball wasn't in play, I imagine it's a case of, there's a yellow card, stop doing it. If you keep doing it when the ball comes in, it'll be a penalty. I imagine that is probably what it was. But to be honest, I would much rather him let the cross come in. If you're still doing it, blow the whistle, give us a penalty, and we'll have that instead.
Right, okay. Luke, before we go any further, 66 likes we got at the moment, and we do like to try and hit 100 if we can on a Sunday. So if you'll do us a favour and just hit that thumbs up, let's get us to 100. It'll take you a second to do so. And more importantly, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's free to subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button. Let's get you on board with us, and it will help the channel out. When we filmed the fan cams after the game, which, as I said, watch for them. They'll appear on the channel hopefully tonight, but if not, first thing tomorrow. Quite a few people were complaining about the referee. Terry, ref, was he not very good today then, or what?
I didn't really sort of notice anything he did wrong, to be fair. I thought he was kind of a bit sort of...
Were you watching the game?
Yeah, anonymous. I thought he was anonymous. I didn't think he was that bad. I mean, they got the red card right. It was nothing. There's no player sort of offside or no goals disallowed for any reason. I don't see what the problem is, you know.
I must admit, I didn't have him down as that bad. I wasn't screaming at him through the game and stuff like that. So it was when we did the fan cams, you know, and people going on about it, I thought, well, maybe I've missed it. I mean, I miss a lot watching the game because of my age. But Jack, you seem to have a different opinion.
Yeah, I think you two are on the north side of the stadium. Is that correct?
Well, yeah.
Normally,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the south side, and myself and everyone around me, especially in the second half toward the end, it just felt like every single decision. Not to say there's anything wrong with every decision going their way, because sometimes, you know, we're making a lot of fouls, etc. But just the amount of times there was shirt pulling, you know, their players had their arms around our players and pulling them down. And then it genuinely felt like every single time we laid a finger on them and they went down, it was going their way. And I'm usually not one to criticise refs. I thought he made the correct decision with Reinildo, certainly. But I thought in general these decisions were very poor.
He could have given Hume a yellow card for that challenge on that play that someone said could have been a red card, you know, so he got nothing. But didn't get the yellow card.
Sorry, but then again, that's potentially another wrong decision from him.
Possibly,
I don't think it was a red card, but it probably was a foul.
Right, okay. Miles Percival says, what, Terry? He was horrendous, apparently.
I'm not going to blame referees today. It was Ronaldo's fault that we went up with 10 men, nobody else.
Yeah. Nathan Brown says ref wasn't a problem. Dino, the referee?
I mean, commenting on referees these days, they've got all the help they can get with VAR. So getting most decisions when it goes to like VAR isn't really the referee's decision a lot of the times. I mean, I didn't really notice them. Not really. Yeah, most games are stop-start these days because there's fouls given for little things. Players go down way too easy, and the referee has to either make the decision to give the foul or not to give the foul, and it's just that quick, man. You're making split-second decisions. I'm not going to say the referee was bad today because I didn't really notice him apart from the red card, which again was a red card. There wasn't any other decisions I could say what that was like horrendous, as in like we should have had a free kick just after they sent us outside the box. There was no like that really. So no, I would say the referee was just normal day. I wouldn't say he was shite, and I wouldn't say he was good.
Right, Terry, you want in there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sort of end the review on all the negatives and, you know, Roof's mistake, Ronaldo sent off and the referee, people blaming the referee. I want to end on a positive. I want to end on how good we defended, how good Alderete and Mukeli were in defence. Ballard was awesome. Xhaka, Siddiqui, absolutely brilliant today. Never stopped running box to box. A little terrier, kind of pushed him off the ball. You know, some absolutely fantastic performance today. We work as a team. This is like togetherness this season so far, what I've seen in these performances. And I think it's just a really good way. You know, a lot of teams go 1-0 down against 10 men. They find it hard to come back, but we came back and we fought back and we deserved that. Isidore put a good performance in as well. That was a good finish, a good assist from Xhaka. So some good performances today. I'm really pleased with the lads.
Right, okay. Peter Harvey, who was the man of the match today. We are going to come on to that. Emma, part of our team down here, says ref had his moments. Ryan Haswell says Terry, he should have booked cash for the challenge on Ronaldo.
Yeah,
into the build-up of the sending off. SJ, here we go. 32 points to go. That's all we need. And Tam says the Villa fans were mourning about the ref as well. So that's suggesting that he was balanced in his decisions. Dino, you want in there?
Yeah, I'm going to say one thing. I felt sorry for Chrissy Rigg the day because he got robbed of a good 70, 80 minutes, maybe a full game of Premier League football because someone decided he wanted to act like a little bit of a child and kick out. So I feel sorry for Rigg because you could tell when he was coming off, he was absolutely livid. But like Jack said before, he is probably the most expendable midfielder we've got. You'd think it'd be Rigg because he's the youngest and it's his first start to bring him off because you're not going to bring Siddiqui off. You're not going to bring off who was you, lad? Xhaka. You're not going to bring Xhaka off because he's your captain. But I felt really bad for him because, you know, you could tell like he loves playing for the shirt. He loves the fact that it was his first Premier League start, so it would have been a massive like pride for him and his dad and stuff like that. And to be robbed of a like nearly probably a full game, I think you'll resent Ronaldo a little bit for that because, I mean, would you not resent someone if you got taken up because them acted like a little fool? Yeah, I think I'm a bit good for the lad. Like, hopefully he will get more games. Hopefully. To be honest,
I'll bring you in just now, Jack. To be honest, I do resent you a little bit there, Dino, because you've got some disco lights and we haven't. But, you know, Jack, you want in there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things. Yeah, it was Ronaldo's fault, but we just kind of need to move on from it, really. And I'm sure when they get back in the training ground, there won't be any bad blood between Rigg and Ronaldo. It'll be one of those things. We're a team, and, you know, people make individual mistakes and we move on from it. I'm glad that Masuaku's there because I think he'll be a real quality, reliable option to come in. And you never know, he might end up keeping Ronaldo out the team. But just on Chris Rigg, I'm sure he will get more opportunities. I mean, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't one of the players that had much faith in getting many minutes. I wouldn't have really put him down as someone who I think we should be building the team around. But now that DR is injured, and DR is definitely the most attacking out with the three midfielders we play with, looks like it's a muscle injury as well. And I think Lebris has pointed out that he might be out for a few weeks, and we've got quite a lot of games coming up. So I certainly think Rigg will get another shot potentially next Saturday. I think he'll be the first one to come back in because I think he had a good game for the sort of half an hour or so that he played, created a chance for Isidore. So I think he'll come back in the team. I think he'll get another shot. just needs to keep his head high and get stuck in, because he's just got that confidence, which is what I really like about him. I think he'll get more opportunities.
Right. Terry, you want in there?
Yeah, two things. Is it the 3-game ban for Ronaldo?
Yes.
Straight red's normally 3 games. Like unless they look at it and review it and say they could give him a 4 or 5 for violent conduct, maybe.
I don't think it was that serious, but
yeah, but they can. Also,
you might not play Rigg away against London Forest next week. You could start a Dinger and put Lafay in the middle.
Nah, you could do.
Not literally. Recently, he sees Lafay more as a winger now.
He does, but I mean, it's Nottingham Forest is going to be a harder game away from home than at home, so you might need the experience of them both. Dinger, who's had plenty of Premiership football, and also, put Lafay in the middle.
Right, okay. Well, let's, because we are running out of time again. Man of the match, Jack?
I think for me, all 3 of the centre-halves were absolutely brilliant. I think the one that stood out for me was Alderete in particular. He seemed to get forward. They all seemed to sort of push on a little bit. Just so many times I remember him winning the ball really cleanly, leaving our bacon a few times. Another really, really solid performance from him.
Right.
Give it any of the back 3.
Terry?
Yeah, give any of the back 3. Give it also Siddiqui because he ran his socks off. But I'll probably give it just with Mukele. I just think he's grown into the team. He's got big boots to fill in with Ballard. It's going to be you've got to play really well to keep Ballard out, and at the moment he's just about doing that. Yeah,
fair enough. Dino, man of the match for you?
I mean, I kind of agree with Terry. I thought Mukele was just on another level. Like I think we've signed one hell of a defender, and I think he gets it, which is even better because when he tackles someone, everyone celebrates. And I feel like Sunderland's became the place where forgotten players fall in love with the club because we make them feel special. We make them feel part of it, and I feel like he gets it. And like you can just tell, like he wasn't getting his game for PSG. He was always injured, and now he's been one of our best defenders. He probably wasn't even thinking he was going to even start at centre back because he's normally a right back, and he's just come into place, and he doesn't look out of place. And he was just fighting for every ball like he always does. He's got the long throw in. He's a danger with his throw ins, and he just gets it. And I think he had a terrific game, and I think Sky Sports actually did give him man of the match as well. So I think definitely Mukele.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the whole team, I said to my mate today, I said, this team doesn't look out of place in the Premier League. And it's like, and, if you'd have said, when we got promoted, I thought, well, this is going to be a right struggle. But I mean, so far, on touch wood, I just think we can well hold our own. I know we got virtually a complete new team, but superb, all of them. Right, we are running out of time, so quickly let's run on to Nottingham Forest, which is next Saturday. I think it's a 5:30 kickoff. I think it's the late kickoff as well. Would you take a point now, Dino?
What, Forest away?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get us wrong. I'd want to get 3. But depending on what teams get put out and how we play, a point isn't a bad result. Obviously, I want all 3. I'd rather we not get beat. So if we can come away with a draw, great. If we can win, brilliant. If we get beat, obviously it's sour grapes, but we'll crack on with the next game. But yeah, I'd take a point.
Right, okay. I mean, I'm not going to get this in anyway, but I was going to get onto them sacking their manager, and your thoughts on that, really. Jack, would you take a point now, though?
Just quickly on sacking the manager, I think that's more disagreements between the owner and the manager as opposed to his performances. I'd take a point away from home in almost any game in this league this season. I think any point away from home, almost any point away from home is a good one. So, yeah, 100% I'd be happy with the point.
Yourself, Terry?
Yeah, exactly the same as the two lads. I mean, like I say, a point away from home and try and win your home games. As long as you don't lose games of football, keep racking up those points, they'll all come in handy at the end of the season.
Right, okay. Before we get to the predictions off you, we just need 17 more people to hit the thumbs up, and we'll hit the magic 100 as we like to on a Sunday. So hit the thumbs up, give us a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. It's free to subscribe. Predictions then, before we go. Terry, what are you saying? Forest away next week?
Yeah, well, I mean, end of the day, say a point's a good result, but I'd love to have a sneaky 1-0 win.
Right, okay, we'll take that. Jack?
Wilson needs to continue his good goal scoring record, but I think it'll be 1-1.
1-1, that's fine. Dino?
Apparently, stat the day was Sunderland have had the least shots on goal in the full Premier League, so I think we'll come out of a 0-0.
0-0, fair enough.
Boring Dino, being negative. Boring.
That's not negative. You wouldn't take a 0-0 right now?
Yeah, of course I would, man.
Right. Right, okay. Well, I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to go
3-1.
I'm going to put 2-1.
Why are you being horrible, Dino? Honestly, you can't do that nowadays.
Stop being so woke, Phil. Phil, you're making comments about professional athletes playing without the tops on just because the women you can't afford to be woke, mate.
No. Hashtag be kind and all that. You know what I mean? You haven't even heard what I'm going to say. I mean, you don't know my mental state, do you? And you're having to go at me like that.
I do. You're mental.
Yeah. And Terry, you're not allowed to say that either. Are we, man?
Fucking mental, lad.
Listen, I'm going to say 2-1 Sunderland.
Turkey teeth.
You're going to say 2-1 Sunderland with me turkey teeth. There you go. Right, look, that just about wraps it up. Loads of things we still haven't got. Parkinson getting the sack at Wrexham. Get in. Has that just happened? I don't know. Somebody's going to have a look.
I don't support Wrexham. We're in a different league, so I wouldn't know.
Didn't they win yesterday?
Yes, 3-2 away at Norwich. Right, anyway. Look, listen, thanks for joining us. Been a pleasure to be here. Watch out for the fan cams. They're going to appear on the channel very shortly, so check that out. And once again, I want to say a massive thank you to our channel sponsors, Wolf Competitions. We are out and about. If you don't already know, I'm doing a little bit of work. I'm doing a lot of work now for Wolf Competitions. You might see my car dotted about, which is now looking like this. Woohoo! So there you go. If you spot the car, there you go. Give us a wave.
You're right, Arsenal, can't you?
Yeah. I know.
If you spot the car, get your keys out. Nice.
We'll be in a city or town centre near you, giving money away, and still to come as well. We're going to do a crack the safe, and in the safe, there's going to be a key to a car. So if you crack the safe, you win a car. We're just giving loads of stuff away.
Really?
So there you go.
Really? Is it a nice looking car though, or is it a terribly wrapped one like the one you drive?
It's a nicer car than what you've got, Jack. Let's put it like that. All right. So, right, if we can just say bye to everybody. Dean, say bye, would you please?
Bye, everybody.
Good man. Terry, say bye to everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
And Jack?
Thank you for watching, everyone. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Are you coming back? Are you doing next week? Or are you going to come back in about 2 months' time?
I come back in about 3 years when we're in the Champions League.
Right, okay. Listen, thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell your pals all about it. And don't forget, of course, if you are a member of the channel, then you can see your name coming up in the credits at the end. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.